In the wake of the Uvalde school shooting, school safety, of course, has been top of mind for so many, including Texas lawmakers. But as the clock ticks on this legislative session, still not clear what exactly will be done. I spoke with our political reporter, Jack Fink, about what lawmakers are still trying to tackle in this final week, including property tax relief.
There are a lot of moving parts on property tax reform. This is really Governor Abbott's biggest priority this session. And the reason is he campaigned on this, and he's been going around talking to chambers of commerce about this, business groups about this. And a lot of people, as you know, have complained, perhaps you have at home, complained about your property tax bills. And so right now, we are waiting to find out what the Senate does, because the House, just in the last week, passed a revision of the Senate bill. And so it's a compromise.
Right.
And this would actually provide big savings as far as homestead exemptions.
Yes.
It would raise it from $40,000 to $100,000. And for seniors, it would raise it from $70,000 to $110,000. And so what's been interesting about this is that the Speaker of the House and the Lieutenant Governor have really butted heads, especially on social media, over their differing versions. So the House came together last week and said, all right, we're going to compromise, and we're actually going to raise the amount of savings. And so we'll see what the state Senate does. We'll see what the Lieutenant Governor does. We are waiting to find out. But this is too important not to pass.
I was going to ask, do you think that this is going to get resolved before this session ends?
Yes, it's just too important.
Yeah.
There would be a mutiny if this didn't pass.
Yeah, though, fingers crossed. We're hopeful of that. Let's also talk about school choice. That's another big topic, especially on the minds of parents.
Well, school choice, as you and I are speaking about this, what I think is so interesting is that there is now a last-ditch effort to save school choice. What happened was Governor Abbott threatened last week to veto and to call a special session over this, because he did not like the changes that the House made to the original Senate bill, which really limited the number of students who could take part in this program, this education savings accounts, which would give basically taxpayer financed and would give up to $8,000 per year per student. And so in the Senate now, the Senate committee said, all right, we will attach our original bill, the education savings accounts, onto another school finance bill that passed the House. And so now that has passed in the committee, that goes to the full Senate, and then it's going to have to go back to the House, and we'll see what happens.
Now, do you think that there will be a special session called because of this one? Because I know there have been threats of that.
Yeah, well, there could be.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it looks like the Senate's going to pass this out, and it's going to have to go back to the House. And the House historically has objected to and defeated every, call it school voucher, call it education savings accounts. They have defeated that in the past, and we'll see what happens now.
Okay.
Stakes raised.
Yep. Stay tuned. All right, let's talk now. Let's move on to school safety. School safety is something that I think is in such the forefront right now because, we're coming up on the year since Uvalde. And I think we all think about that. We just had that Allen mass shooting, which is not a school, but still it brings up the larger question of issues surrounding that. So where are we in terms of school safety?
Well, in terms of school safety, the Senate just passed a bill that would incorporate 3 bills that have been making their way through the legislature. And so this is a really very wide-ranging bill to harden up schools and make them physically safer for students and teachers and all school employees. It would also require school districts to continue to do the audits that Governor Abbott ordered last summer after Uvalde. So door checks, inside and outside, classroom doors and exterior doors to schools. And it would also require more training for active shooters. And so because of all that, that looks like it's going to pass. There are some key differences as far as the House and Senate versions. And the House is going to have to decide now whether they're going to go along with these changes. And they include how much money is going to go for security. And there's some big differences on that.
Right.
And we'll see, it's a lot of money. And then the other difference is the House had required an armed guard at every school campus, whether it's a school resource officer, a police officer, a sheriff's deputy, or a school marshal, a teacher perhaps who would be interested in carrying on campus. The Senate version did not include that. So, we're going to have to see. Something's going to pass because, again,
Right.
too important not to pass after Uvalde.
So as you can tell, lots still going on, lots remains to be seen. Again, the regular session is scheduled to end on Monday, May 29th, Memorial Day. Stay with us on air and online, CBS News Texas, for your complete coverage on what will pass, what won't, and how it all affects you.